Ladies and gentlemen, as we are slowly getting over that Arsenal defeat, we've got another game to look forward to, but this isn't the preview. We're gonna we're gonna go through a Chelsea news blitz, but at the same time, we're gonna react to the press conference, Thomas Tuchel press conference, and also certain things that David Moyes had to say as well. It's gonna be interesting. Let's get on with it.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Nice and early for me, 5:21 a.m. I mean, the commitment is real. It is real. Let's get straight into this, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, a decision on Chelsea's new owners, excuse me, could come today, but bidders this morning were anticipating to wait until next week. It is believed that final bids topped 3 billion. I mean, every other week, it's like the next week. We've been doing that since late March, and now we're almost in May. So much like all of you guys, I'm fed up with this, man. I mean, why is this taking so long? Isn't it clear cut? For me, it's Todd Bowley. He's the one that makes most sense there, consortium. Why are we even entertaining all these other dilly-dallying around, Sir Martin Broughton or Stephen Beluga? They've got issues with shares in other clubs. And now also Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams coming into Sir Martin Broughton's bid. It's mad. All of those interested parties, it just looks like, especially Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams, I mean, they wouldn't know anything about running a football club. I'm not saying they will be running it, but as an investor, your whole prerogative from their perspective would be to make money. I mean, you've got other ways of making money, man. Don't worry about investing on Chelsea Football Club. Like, seriously, leave it for people that actually have experience in this field. And for me, yeah, I just need this to be done and dusted. Like, it's honestly starting to bother me too much now. Antonio Rudiger is out for West Ham. This was made public a couple of days ago anyway by Thomas Tuchel, and it is now confirmed that he's out. And I'm concerned, but we'll do the preview tomorrow. I've got an alternative, and I think it has to be Trevor Chalobah on that left side, and then Azpilicueta perhaps on that right side, and Silva in the middle until Rudiger comes back. But no, Rudiger is a big issue, undoubtedly. Rudiger told Manchester United he wants Champions League football. He's ruled them out. Real Madrid are pushing for him, but he's waiting for the new Chelsea owners. I'm really getting worried about this, and this is the reason why I want the ownership situation to be sorted, ladies and gentlemen. We need to make sure we re-sign Rudiger. Top-class CBs are, there are limited editions, do you know what I mean, in world football. You don't have that many top-class CBs out there, and we've got one of them, along with Thiago Silva. We need to ensure we keep a hold of him. I'd be devastated. Look, if he has to go because we're running out of time, I'd be devastated if he goes to Man United. Like, seriously, they've just announced Ten Hag. If they get their hands on Rudiger on a free, nah, man, I can't handle that. I can't handle Rudiger to another Premier League side. It's just, if you're going to go, my man, please go outside of this particular league. It's going to absolutely hurt me so much to see him wearing another jersey and possibly doing well there. Okay, Declan Rice has just turned down a third contract offer from West Ham, and he's open to a move this summer window. Declan Rice conversations are coming up again, ladies and gentlemen, and I have to ask you guys, I really do. Let's just finish this off first before we just have a quick chat about Declan Rice. Declan Rice turned down in the region of 200,000 a week. His target for Chelsea and Manchester, he's a target for Chelsea and Manchester United. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano and at Jack Rossa. But yeah, Declan Rice, ladies and gentlemen, has turned down a third contract. So he wants to leave. I'm a bit surprised. If West Ham end up winning Europa, they're going to get Champions League football. And I don't understand why Declan Rice wouldn't want to stick around for another season, play Champions League football where the world can see you as well. Most of the Europe can see you as well. And what's the rush? Your contract is slowly running down. You don't want to sign a contract extension, and your price is going to reduce. So you're probably going to have a lot more options after another season. But I get it. If West Ham don't win Europa, then you're probably not going to get Champions League, and you're not going to get Champions League through the Premier League table at the moment. I think Arsenal and Spurs are probably clear-cut favourites. Man United an outside chance perhaps, and West Ham probably not in that mix. I mean, it'll be a monumental sort of effort if they actually got there. You would have to expect Arsenal and Spurs to really, really flop in the last few games, which they may. But let's talk a little bit about this Declan Rice situation, ladies and gentlemen. You saw that match against Arsenal, and just try and recall all the matches we've played this season where we've sort of looked out of control, where we didn't have control over the opposition. We didn't hold the ball a lot. Now tell me, how's Declan Rice would have saved us against that Arsenal game? Because that's the most recent one that I can think of. I can't really go and ask you to think about all these other examples, but there has been plenty. But just for a second, how was Declan Rice meant to be let's say, the deepest midfielder along with Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Mason Mount? How would Declan Rice actually fit? Look, for me, Declan Rice doesn't even play as a lone DM for West Ham anymore. He plays in a pivot with Souček. And Declan Rice is more of a box-to-box. Souček is the one that kind of sort of sits back. We need not just someone who can sit back, but someone who can control the tempo, keep recycling passes, and ensure the opposition doesn't see the ball. I don't know if Declan Rice is capable of that. Declan Rice is a stupendous midfielder, don't get me wrong. But I don't think his quality is to sit deep. Basically, what I'm trying to say, I don't think he's like a Bissouma. I don't think he's like the classic days of our football club when we had John Obi Mikel. Simple things, recycle passes, touch the ball plenty of times. But for me, that's not Declan Rice. And this is what I've been saying. Players like Tchouaméni, players like Bissouma, players like Ruben Neves of Wolves, they do that. And another one, Julian Weigl of Benfica, have a look. He's to the T a carbon copy of Jorginho, but with a lot more mobility and a lot more physicality. Those are the players that will show up for the ball on the regular basis and make sure they keep recycling passes and ensure that the opposition doesn't see enough of the ball. One of the biggest reasons we got done against Arsenal in that first half, the damage was literally, even though it was 2-2, but the damage was done in that first half, is the fact that they saw too much space and too much of the ball in that first half. We didn't have someone who's going to be able to say, you know what? No, you're not going to see the ball. We'll keep recycling and we'll find a hole through your defense and we'll ensure we do you. For me, I don't know. I don't know if Declan Rice is that type of a player. You let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Chilwell is training. This is good to see. Ben Chilwell himself has actually tweeted this out as well. As I said, I don't want to risk him for the rest of the season. Slowly recover, my man. We need you completely fit for next season because you're an important component of this Chelsea team. Breaking. Antonio Rudiger and Mateo Kovacic are out of Chelsea's clash versus West Ham, so we already know that. That was coming. I think Mateo Kovacic's loss is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, this is starting to hurt us in midfield. The balance is not right without him. It really isn't. He's more of a progressive passer. He's someone who can hold the ball as opposed to Mount and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who wants to just let go of the ball and just play at 100 kilometers an hour. Kovacic is someone likes to control the tempo as well, along with Jorginho. It's very important. It's very important to be able to do that. Have a look at the way Man City plays, and now have a look at the way Liverpool plays with Thiago Alcantara. We need players that are very confident on the ball and are able to hold on to it. One of the best way to defend is don't let the opposition have the ball. Thomas Tuchel, I'm not a specialist on pitch. We are looking into highest level in every department. I said it because the first goal was a mistake from Andres Christensen, was because of a funny bounce. We had more in the game. It was awkward and difficult to calculate. I mean, look, I don't want to talk about this live. Seriously, I really don't want to. I don't even want Thomas Tuchel to mention all of this in press conference. Honestly, talk about it behind the scenes, talk to the turf management people, whatnot. But I'm not blaming Christensen's mistake because of the turf. Christensen's mistake was because he lost concentration. He simply lost concentration. He wasn't focused enough. To blame the pitch, come on. Thomas Tuchel on Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams. I just heard it. I can tell you no more than that. I'm an admirer of both of them. Fantastic personalities on and off. Outstanding sports figures. I have absolutely no insight into the proceedings and their roles. I mean, Thomas Tuchel has pretty much been in that sort of tone in regards to every bit out there. So he's heard it, but it means nothing to him. It really does mean nothing to him. From a fan's perspective, I said, those two people, they're just there for the money. They're just investing on Chelsea to make sure that they get a return. So, and I'm not saying other bidders are not doing that. They are, but these guys, they don't have any proper footballing sense, or they don't have experience in, investing in a footballing team, understanding the ins and outs, understanding, what it takes to be a successful football club. They're just there for the money. At the end of the day, they'll rock up every year and they'll say, "Where's my return on investment?" And for me, I'm not interested. And there's such a small ownership. Like, they're apparently looking at like 2%, 3%, like two. They're putting in like something around 200 million. I mean, what's that going to do? Really, what's that going to do? Just keep your money, invest somewhere else. That's what I said. Thomas Tuchel, Arsenal defeat. You don't need to lose this match with this kind of performance. We have a bit of a bad mix of big individual mistakes and lack of quality in one-on-one defensive attitude. Behavior in and around the box, we get punished heavily. Further goes on to say, we conceded 12 goals since national break. Double the amount of expected goals, mix of bad luck, circumstances, and opponents making most of it. I mean, it also has to come down to... Look, I agree. There's been a lot of individual errors, but at the same time, individual errors, I feel like it's intertwined with mentality, focus. There's a reason why we didn't have individual errors early in the season, because we were so focused. So it is up to Thomas Tuchel also to drill it into the players that, guys, we have to, the job's not done. We've got to make sure that we secure that third position. We've got to build a momentum to the FA Cup match and somehow G up these players, somehow motivate these players, because we can't have this constant up and down. Bad game, one day bad game, one day good game, one day bad game, one day good game. It clearly is motivation. I'll tell you how it is. Like, I'm not a footballer, but I'm comparing it to my work assessment. If I'm not fully there, I'm going to make mistakes at my work. But when I'm fully there, I'm buzzing. So how do I make sure I'm always fully there? I've got to keep motivating myself. Like, what do I have to achieve today? What am I running for? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's my goals? What's my expectation? Like, some of these players, I don't know. Do they need to be sat down and talked to? How do we make them mentally strong? Why do they tend to sometimes switch off? These things are important. They really are. This is why teams like Liverpool and City are so well ahead of us, because they smell blood every time. They just want to win. It's become a culture. Win, 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 win. Do you know what I mean? We only tend to turn up whenever it's high stakes. I've got no doubt that we're probably going to show up against West Ham because we lost. But then what happens the match after against Man United? It's like that. Thomas Tuchel, I had a feeling, still thought that we had the turnaround already. This match, Arsenal, even if the result's similar, it doesn't have same similarities to Real Madrid and Brentford in terms of not disciplined enough with ball. Crazy, dragged out of shape. 100% we got dragged out of shape. I don't know what happened in that Arsenal game, to be honest. Thomas Tuchel on personal mental fatigue after 55 matches played this season. Yes, always, but I'm used to it always. I mean, look, we have played the most matches in Europe out of all the clubs out there. But then we were meant to have the deepest squad. And this is why I sometimes say, why don't we use players like Saul a little bit more? Why don't we use, for example, Kepa could probably come in for a couple of games, because Mendy probably needs a bit of mental refreshing. Do you know what I mean? Chalobah in recent times has not been used. So it's things like that. We can make little tweaks and ensure those players get a bit of break. Like Rudiger, now he's injured. Should he have gone a little bit more break? Too late to talk about it now because he's injured. Thomas Tuchel and David Moyes, he's doing an incredible job. It's popular and emotional club. It's a team and coach that's enjoyable to watch. Full investment. Players are tired after matches. Very hard to break down, create chances, counter-attacks, a lot to take care about. I mean, look, West Ham slapped us last time. The one thing you can expect from West Ham is they're not going to just bend over backwards and just allow us to do whatever. It's going to be a tough game. And Stamford Bridge, we don't even win anymore. So you better expect that West Ham, even though they've got the Europa League semi-final match coming up first leg, they probably will have a rotated team. But whoever it is, they're still going to give it a go. There's no doubt about that. And we better have the game ready for them. Thomas Tuchel on poor home form compared to away form. These numbers, it's obvious that we are behind. It's very unusual for me over the last years. Not only he, I don't know what it is. If we had a solution, we would switch dressing rooms or take another hotel. I mean, it's mad. What is it at home? We should make Stamford Bridge a fortress. It really should be a fortress. We should be winning our home games with the home support. So what is it? Are the players just nervous in front of the home crowd, or are the home crowd not making enough noise? I don't know. I don't understand. We've got to turn that around. We've got to make it feel to the opposition. When you come to Stamford Bridge, you've already lost. But now it's not like that, and it's concerning. And maybe it goes back to the mentality again. For some reason, when we go away, we are buzzing. Is it just the fact that the burden of playing in front of your home crowd? Some of these players, as I keep saying, it's mentality. It has to be mentality. Thomas Tuchel on poor recent run of form at home. It's now a job of convincing the players to keep on going, supporters to keep pushing. Don't get superstitious now. Don't believe in things that aren't there. Look, key thing here. It's now a job of convincing the players on keep on going. He's got to convince the players. This is what it comes down to. David Moyes on Chelsea. Chelsea are arguably the favourites for the Premier League in the first 3 months of the season. Since then, you've seen the strength of Manchester City and Liverpool. Further goes on to say they're champions of Europe and have a really good squad and manager. They've had their ups and downs as well as all teams do, but they have a top team. It's just the top two have ploughed ahead. I mean, look, we do. I'm not going to sit here and just say that our team is rubbish. We have a good team. We should have been closer, in my opinion, to Man City and Liverpool. Not win it, but closer than what it is now. But yes, we've had adversities, but at the same time, I feel like Thomas Tuchel probably has been a bit conservative as well. Whether it be because he doesn't trust our attackers, whether it be he saw that, look, this team probably has more defensive leaders, better to build a team in that mind frame, that defensive mind frame. We'll see. And I'm happy to see next season what Thomas Tuchel does. Hopefully the ownership gets sorted and we get the right sort of players for him. And let's see what he does next season. In regards to David Moyes, ladies and gentlemen, he's done a magnificent job at West Ham. I mean, this team literally a couple of seasons ago was battling in the relegation zone. And then last season, a blinder of a season. Now this season, they are probably strong favourites to win the Europa. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game against Frankfurt, but he's done a magnificent job. He really has. After that absolute debacle at Manchester United, and prior to that, he was really good at Everton. So, very good manager that's doing a very good job at West Ham, and he's building a nice culture over there. David Moyes on beating Chelsea earlier this season. It was a great result for us at the start of the season when they were in top form, and now we have to try get a result at Stamford Bridge as well. I mean, look, I won't forget that match. I'm pretty sure we were ahead, and then we lost. And they came at us. Jared Bowen, second half, I remember, came at us. Masu Akuz or Mendy had a nightmare. We can't let this happen. Got to win this and then ensure we get into a momentum, beat Man United, beat Everton, get into that FA Cup. We have to beat Liverpool. And the only way you're going to beat Liverpool is you've got to build up solid form, solid momentum going into that particular match. Antonio Rudiger to Manchester United remains extremely unlikely. He has told them he wants guaranteed UCL football. Rudiger intends to decide his future by early May. Chelsea still hopeful of keeping the defender. There was something interesting that happened, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday. Antonio Rudiger's agent on Instagram story put a picture of Sir Alex Ferguson and the Man United background, and then he had a caption saying, "Can I perhaps help out this sleeping giant? We'll see." And oh man, why are agents doing these? Why are agents? I get it. That's their job. They wanna make sure they get many interested parties for their client, but it bothers me. It really does. It bothers me that this could be a possibility to Rudiger to Man United. I hope it's not. I really hope. I hope we keep him. And if he has to go, please go to Real Madrid. Don't go to Man United. Please, I beg you, Rudiger. It's almost certain that Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger will join Real Madrid as a free agent this summer. The German lowered his salary demands, and the Spanish club is now convinced the deal will happen. Look, I'm not going to lie. The time is running out with Antonio Rudiger. We are close to May. The quicker we sort this ownership situation out and get this Rudiger deal done and dusted, the better it is for us. I think we're going to be in the mud if we don't get this player to stay. You can see the defensive issues we already are starting to see. We want to make sure that we start next season with leadership in the back line. We've luckily tied up Silva for another season. We'll make sure that we keep Rudiger for a long time as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on the Chelsea News Blitz, the press conference from both Thomas Tuchel and David Moyes, all the things we've brought up, Antonio Rudiger's situation, ladies and gentlemen. How you feel about it? Are you worried? How would you feel if he goes to Man United? I mean, let me know your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Tomorrow, plenty of watch-alongs coming up. We've got Arsenal versus Man United. And then perhaps Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich as well. I may not be around for that, but the other boys probably will be running that. And many other videos will be dropping left, right, and center. So stay tuned. Take care.